Welcome everyone to Superintendent's Corner. It's January 2020, the Roaring 20s are here, and we're going to start off this new decade talking about something that's very important in school, and that's mental health. Over the past year, we've had a conversation in the community about how to best help kids, and one of the things that we put inside the referendum was a mental health domain so that we could really impact the kids to get their best learning possible, to hit that individual student growth guiding principle. So today in the studio, we have our new Director of Mental Health, Kim Spurling. So we're going to have a conversation about her job, what she sees the future is going to look like, and some early action steps. So welcome, Kim.
Welcome, thank you.
So before we get started talking about mental health, why don't you just quickly tell the community what you've been doing for the past 7 years with us.
So for the past 7 years, I have been the McKinney-Vento liaison for the school corporation. So basically what that means is I'm able to assist at-risk and homeless students within the school corporation as well as their families. So I can help with transportation to anywhere from helping a kiddo get classes.
It's been a very important part. That's a federal program, correct?
Yes, it is.
That came in and said we need to help kids that are at risk of not being successful in school. And so then we had a couple of changes that took place. One, the state made a change in McKinney-Vento. It used to be that each individual school could apply for their own grants, and then they said, nope, we want you guys to partner together. And we thought, you know what, we're doing some great things, and not that we don't want to partner with people, but we wanted to continue to move forward some of our own initiatives to help our kids. And so with that, we then had a successful referendum, and we were able to then hire a Director of Mental Health, and that's where Kim comes in. So in your new role, what have you learned so far in the first 60 days being in this job?
Well, I would say the best thing so far is being able to do the listening tour. And I think that that was monumental for me to be able to go into each one of the buildings and listen to the perspectives of the teachers and every employee within the school corporation, and especially when we asked questions regarding mental health and self-care, and to be able to learn about the different cultures of the buildings, because each one of them is unique, and their special mental health needs, I think was absolutely amazing for me to be able to take part of in the beginning 60 days that I've been here. And a lot of other things that I've been doing is learning what other schools are doing within Indiana and outside of Indiana, and just trying to bring those best practices back to Franklin.
I think people don't realize the stress inside of a building if you're not living that in that moment with a school.
That was very eye-opening.
What are some of those initial stressors that you think that we're going to be able to have some immediate help with, and then also some long-term plans that you see for the future of mental health for our school district?
Well, it's great that you asked that question. So currently I'm working on the job description for social workers. So I think that at the beginning stages we want to bring in social worker at the high school level and at the middle school level, and then we will, once we kind of get them acclimated, then we will work to bring them in at CBIS and at the elementary level. And then some of the other things that we're working on is the therapy dogs, which we're all really excited about. So I constantly talk to Ultimate Canine to find out what they're doing on their end, and if they've had any puppies that are born that are going to be viable options for us. So that's really exciting. We haven't heard anything just yet, but it's on the horizon. So obviously you guys will be the first to know when we do.
And then we're also looking at partnering with the educational psychologist, Ross Green. We talked about Dr. Green's work and how it can maybe impact our school district.
So Ross Green is a huge paradigm shift, I think, for a lot of individuals in schools. The book is very awesome, and it talks about lagging skills of students. So when students are struggling, it's not because, and they're they're displaying poor behavior, it's not because they want to, it's because they have lagging skills that kind of precipitate that behavior. So when we're looking, the group that I am in is in the Needham group for Ross Green, and we're going through 15 weeks of training to kind of learn about how to help kiddos who have lagging skills, how do we identify those, and then how do we work together collaboratively as a team to help the student accomplish the skills needed so that the poor behavior kind of dissipates. So there's a lot of things that we're in the beginning stages, and we're really looking forward to what that's going to look like for the school at the end of the 15-week training.
And we also have Custer Baker going through that same training. So those are the early steps. We're getting a therapy dog, we're having Dr. Green, we're looking at social workers. The referendum really did talk about relationships, right? We want to have an impact in relationships as opposed to some newfangled piece of equipment or program that requires some outside source coming in. We believe it's built on people, and that's why you're in this role, so we're looking forward to that. So what do you do for free time? Let the community, what's free time look like for Kim Spurling?
I wish I had a lot of free time. Free time sometimes is hopefully going to see movies, and my husband is a ballroom dancer, so I do a lot of supporting him in his efforts with his ballroom dancing because that's so huge. And for Christmas, I got him front row tickets to Dancing with the Stars at the Murat, and he is over the moon about it, so that's all we're talking about right now. So.
Well, that's great. So if somebody wants to learn more about our mental health program or initiatives, or reach out to you, what's the best way to contact you?
So email is awesome, and I have a school email address, and then also if they want to contact me personally, I would welcome those phone calls. And my extension is 8750. Full number is 317-346-8750.
All right. So we're excited about the direction of mental health for our school district. I think we're going to be a leader in this domain because of Kim Spurling and the things that she's doing. If you want to learn more about what Franklin schools are doing with our referendum dollars and what we're doing with mental health, please reach out to us. As you can see, our guiding principle of individual student growth and collaboration are reigning supreme in this area, and will continue to be that way as we move forward into 2020. Thank you for watching Superintendent's Corner. I'm Dr. David Clendening with my guest, Kimberly Spurling, Director of Mental Health.